Hello everybody, welcome back to the Dugout Football Channel, where it is time for match week number 7 of the 21-22 Scottish Premiership season. Now let's have a quick look at how everyone did in match week 6. I'm going to be honest, it has been a pretty shocking week for everybody. I only got one outcome, and that was the Dundee derby. But there were some very strange results in there. It was the first time in a long time I can remember Aberdeen, Celtic, Hearts, Hibs and Rangers all failing to get a win, so that was really surprising, has to be said. Top scorer in the comments, and I have to commend this guy, is Ballum. 3 points. Livingston Celtic, he got that absolutely spot on, so very well done, Ballum. In fact, most of the scores were ones. Jamie Cunningham got 1, Shane O'Donnell got 1, Wolf Enstein got 1, James Dunlop got 1, and then there are obviously a couple of zeros in there as well. So, but hopefully we can have a better match week 7, is for sure. So we start off at Dans Park, or the Kilmac Stadium, if you want to call it that, with Dundee against Rangers. 3 wins to Rangers, 1 win to Dundee, and 1 draw. The last result was a 1-1 draw between the sides. Dundee getting off the back of a 1-0 defeat to Dundee United. There wasn't much in the game. I think that's something you can say for Dundee. I mean, they had chances. Obviously, Lee Griffiths had a couple of chances. Lee Ashcroft, I think, had a chance as well. Sean Byrne. But Dundee United did defend really well, and it was a very good performance from Dundee United. But Dundee, they are rooted now to the bottom of the league. So, Dundee fans will be hoping that they won't stay there for sure. But it's going to be interesting because they are out of the League Cup now. They lost 2-0 to St Johnstone the other night as well. So James McPake's going to have to get his players up for this game. That is for sure. Rangers are coming off the back of a 1-1 with Motherwell. Quite surprising, in fact. Motherwell had, I think, 1 shot, and they obviously scored from it, and that was a very good finish as well. But Rangers wasted chances against Motherwell. They started really well in the first half, and then the second half comes well, and then they just lost their way a little bit. They beat Livingston in the League Cup as well, so they will go on and play Hibs in the semi-final at Hampden Park. How do I see this one going? I can only see a Rangers win, in all honesty. I think Rangers will be a little bit too strong for Dundee, and I'm going to go for Dundee 0, Rangers 2. I think Rangers will win that one by 2 goals to 0. And now we have Hearts against Livingston. 1 win to Hearts, 1 win to Livingston, and 3 draws. The last result was a 1-1 draw. Hearts getting a 2-2 against Ross County, which was quite surprising in a way. I mean, Ross County, Hearts took a very early lead. Ross County did equalise. Lovely free kick from Stephen Kingsley, and then Ross County obviously go up and equalise. So Hearts fans will be hoping those kind of results have kind of gone away from them. They have started very well, has to be said, but they will be hoping that kind of result doesn't creep into their results, I would say, as well. But no, Hearts have started the season very well, and they'll be hoping to bounce back at Tynecastle. But they are coming up against a Livingston side who have finally got their first win of the season. And what a way to get your first win of the season against Onge Postoglu's Celtic. What I will say, I think Livingston deserved it. No matter how many crosses into the box Celtic actually put into the box, Livingston were just heading away. Oberlai was fantastic. Fitzwater was fantastic as well. Striek had a really good game again. But it's a very good win, and what a goal from Andrew Shinnie as well. Makeshift striker as well. There were a couple of eyebrows raised when Martindale had Bruce Anderson on the bench, but I have to say I thought it was a very good win for Livingston, and a 1-0 win is fantastic. So really good win, and obviously Livingston will be hoping to build on from that win as well. They are up to 9th place as well, so they have climbed 3 places, which is excellent. So you see what a first win does for you. It gives you confidence, and it definitely gives you a little bit of confidence to climb that table. That is for sure. How do I see this one going? I'm actually going to go for a draw in this one. I think Livingston can go to Hearts, frustrate them. And to be fair, 3 out of these last 5 meetings have been draws. As well. Livingston, I can't remember the last time they actually won at Tynecastle. It's been a long time, but if they could get a win, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But I'm going to settle with a draw, and I do think that Livingston will get their next point on the road. I'm going Hearts 1, Livingston 1. I think it's going to be a very, very interesting game, that is for sure. So Hearts 1, Livingston 1. And now we have Motherwell against Ross County. 3 wins to Motherwell and 2 wins to Ross County. And in fact, one of those meetings was a 2-1 victory for County as well. Motherwell getting a very good 1-1 against Rangers, it has to be said. 1 shot, 1 goal, and they managed to frustrate Rangers. To be fair, Liam Kelly had a fantastic game on his return to Ibrox, and you know what, Motherwell are doing very, very well. Graham Alexander is getting his ideas across, and it is working to dividends. But you have to say, Ross County 2-2 with Hearts, very, very good. Obviously, they'll be wanting to turn that into victories very, very soon. But I look at this game, and I think that Ross County have actually done pretty well, considering that many people weren't taken with Malky Mackay as a manager, but he just has to get wins now, and I think that's the most important thing for Ross County fans, is that they start getting wins, because the more it goes on to get a win, the more it is going to get for them to climb that table. That is for sure. But it is a Fir Park. Motherwell have a very good home record as well. So I'm going to go for a Motherwell win in this one. I'm going to go Motherwell 2, Ross County 0. So that takes care of the Saturday games, and we move into the Sunday games, and we have a very interesting one at the 2021 Peasley Stadium. We have St Mirren against Aberdeen. It is 2 wins to Aberdeen, 1 win to St Mirren, and 2 draws. The last result was a 1-1 draw between St Mirren and Aberdeen. St Mirren were unlucky in the end against Hibernian. They did take the lead. A very, very fine finish as well. And then obviously Hibs came back into a 1-1, and then Martin Boyle got I think it was a penalty to make it 2-1, and then they managed to equalise as well. I do feel though St Mirren are missing Greg Kiltie really, really badly. I think they are just missing something. Just something in that midfield, and something to, get the midfield going. I just think they are missing something of Greg Kiltie's ilk, you'd have to say. As well. Aberdeen, my goodness me, they lost 1-0 to St Johnstone. Disappointing. I mean, there were so many opportunities for Aberdeen. I mean, they were getting the ball into Christian Ramirez, but every time the ball was going into him, it was either going to Xander Clark or it was going to the defence. So he definitely needs something to just needs a goal to sort of calm him down a little bit. And there are question marks now beginning to talk about Stephen Glass as manager, but I think Aberdeen would be a little bit stupid to get rid of him, in all honesty. But then again, I suppose it's just paper talk. But Aberdeen fans will be a little bit concerned with the home form, and I did say in my predictions that I did think Aberdeen needed to improve their home form, and that is definitely their Achilles heel, is definitely their home form. But away from home, they're a completely different animal. So it's a very, very strange one with the Dundee Dons, you'd have to say. But I'm going to say that they will win away at St Mirren. I'm going to say this is a 12 o'clock kickoff as well, so very, very interesting. But I'm going to go for a 1-0 win to Aberdeen. I think Aberdeen will be a little bit too strong for St Mirren, and we will see what happens in that one. But I'm going to go for an away win for the Dons. And now we have Celtic against Dundee United. 4 wins to Celtic, 1 draw. The last result was a 3-0 win to Celtic. Well, Celtic, they did beat Raith Rovers by 3-0 last night in the League Cup, but they did lose 1-0 at the Tony Macaroni against Livingston, a place where they haven't won since 2006, which is crazy. So it's 15 years and rising since they last won the Tony Macaroni. Yes, I know people will say it has been a long time since these obviously two met. It was a long time since Celtic did actually play Livingston at the Tony Macaroni. But ever since Livingston had been promoted, Celtic haven't actually won there. So it's quite a strange wee thing. But HIBSTJ will be a little bit concerned with the lack of goals, with the lack of creativity as well in that Celtic side. I mean, every cross they were putting into the box, it was being headed away by a Livingston head, and obviously going into Max Striak as well. And to be fair, Celtic were really limited to long shots outside the box as well. So disappointing, very, very disappointing from a Celtic point of view. But they are back in front of their home fans, so you would expect them to bounce back. That is for sure. Dundee United getting a very good 1-0 win over Dundee in the Dundee derby. It was a very good finish from Ian Harkes. I think the goalkeeper should do better. I honestly do. I think Legston's should do a lot better to save it. But it was a very, very good strike. It's curling, it's rising. But I do think the keeper should do a little bit better. But I think it was a very good finish for Dundee United. And a very, very good win for Tam Kurtz, who's actually doing very, very well as well. This one, I can only really see a Celtic win. I can only see a Celtic win in this one. Celtic 3, Dundee United 0. And now we have Hibs against St Johnstone. There have been 4 wins to St Johnstone and 1 draw. The last result was a 1-0 win to St Johnstone. In fact, Hibernian have not won a home league game against St Johnstone since 2012. So it's been 9 years that they last won a home game against St Johnstone. Will this weekend be the day? I don't know. Very interesting. Now, Hibs, 2-2 with St Mirren. Is it 2 points dropped? Is it 1 point gained? I think it's probably the latter. I think it is probably 2 points dropped. They were the better team against St Mirren. They did have to come from behind to get in the lead, but it was very, very good. They are playing Rangers at Hampden. Very good 3-1 win over Dundee United actually in the League Cup as well. I know both teams rotated, but very, very good win for Hibs. St Johnstone, on the other hand, well, they have won 1-0 away at Aberdeen, and Stevie May, of all people, scoring the winning goal. He didn't have a good time of it at Aberdeen, but he is having a better time of it at St Johnstone. So a very, very good winner for him. How do I see this one going? As I've said, Hibs have not won a league home game against St Johnstone since 2012. But I'm going to go for... I can only see a draw, actually. I'm going to go for a draw on this one. I think both sides will be cancelling each other out. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw between Hibs and St Johnstone. And Hibs' winless run against St Johnstone at home will continue. So we will see what happens with that one. So Hibs 1, St Johnstone 1. So that's it. That is SPFL Matchweek 7 done and dusted. As I've said, leave predictions in the comment section down below. And like Ballum, you will get a shout out in the next video. So I'm going to go for my predictions very quickly. Dundee 0, Rangers 2. Hearts 1, Livingston 1. Motherwell 2, Ross County 0, St Mirren 0, Aberdeen 1, Celtic 3, Dundee United 0, and Hibs 1, St Johnstone 1. So that is it. That is Matchweek 7 done and dusted. And we will see what happens in these games. But until then, it's goodbye from me. If you do like the content, please hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video as well, and we'll see what happens in these games. Enjoy the football. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye for now.